If you took the top 3 best years in our business before 2020 and combined them, we did better in 2020, profitability-wise, than all 3 of those combined. That's how crazy it was. So we learned some major lessons, and I want to go over those lessons for you here because they changed completely how I build my business.
This is The Fighting Entrepreneur, the podcast dedicated to entrepreneurs looking to change the world. Learn how to start, build, and scale a business in today's highly competitive business environment. Here's your host, The Fighting Entrepreneur, Anik Singal.
What's up, you crazy fighting entrepreneurs? How are you doing? This is your favorite person in the whole wide world, Anik Singal, back with another killer episode of The Fighting Entrepreneur. Today is a solo episode. I'm going to go over 7 marketing lessons I learned in 2020. Gosh, I can't wait for this year to be over. But each of the lessons is worth at least $1 million, if not more. I got a crazy story to tell you. It's just crazy. 2020 was insane. You have to listen to this episode because these 7 lessons are things that are going to carry into next year as well. By the way, next week, I will be officially doing my every year. I do this at the end. I'm going to make predictions for you. I'm going to make predictions for you on what I think is going to happen in 2021. And I'm usually pretty spot on. So you want to watch for the next episode next week. Now, before I continue, smash that subscribe button below, click the like button, leave me a comment. I read them all. Hit the thumbs up icon if you're watching on YouTube. And if you are on a different channel of listening to this podcast, please make sure you subscribe to us and leave us an amazing review. All right. Now, last but not least, Lurn.com, Lurn.com. We're almost at 500,000 members. Are you a member? It's absolutely free to join. Go to Lurn, Lurn.com, and sign up right now. Okay. So 2020. I almost didn't want to do this part of the episode because I got to tell you, there's major guilt. It's kind of what they call survivor's guilt. Because I'll be sitting with people at parties and I'll be meeting family or friends, and a lot of people have suffered a lot. I'm not even talking about the health aspect of 2020 with the pandemic, but financial. I know businesses that have gone out of business, a lot of them. I know people that have really hurt. And usually in those conversations, people will say, well, Anik, how are you doing? How's Lurn? I don't know how to answer the question because we're doing amazing. And that's not just Lurn. Every other company that I'm involved with is doing amazing. We have had record-breaking months, and this year has been a completely record-breaking year for us. As a matter of fact, I think if you were to look at our profitability, if you took the top 3 best years in our business before 2020 and combined them, we did better in 2020, profitability-wise, than all 3 of those combined. That's how crazy it was. So we learned some major lessons, and I want to go over those lessons for you here because they changed completely how I build my business. And these are going to play into 2021. So number 1, scaling ads. I'm going to dive right in, okay? Scaling ads. So a lot of people aren't at this place in their business. Now, for us, we're investing almost up to $30,000 a day now into advertising. And quite honestly, by this time next year, I predict we'll be close to, we'll probably be around $3 million a month. Why? We're doing it profitably. It's helping us get our reach out. We're doing great. But here's what I learned. There's a thing I teach about advertising that I've always taught, and I stick closer to it today than I ever have before even. I say that you have to look at your targeting options on advertising as if it's a bullseye. So the part right in the middle, the closest little middle, that target, right? The bullseye, the actual bullseye, that's your hot audience. Then you go one layer out from that and it's your warm audience. Then you go one layer out from that, it's your lukewarm audience. And then you go one layer out from that, it's your cold audience. So what I have learned this year is a hot audience, warm audience, and even a little bit of the lukewarm audience. In our company, we can scale to those audiences pretty aggressively, but they're going to be limited always, right? A hot audience is like people that are on my email list already. They're list uploads. They are people that have bought from us. A warm audience is people that are on my YouTube channel, people that are on my Facebook, engaging with my posts. A lukewarm audience is someone who's definitely in our industry, maybe doesn't know me or know Lurn, but they're in the industry. They know other people that are in our industry. So in the lukewarm is where you start to see a major difference. So if you want to scale ads, what I learned in 2020, because we've pushed the threshold many times, and we'd always reach like this $20,000 number, and we'd have to pull the ad budget back because our return on ad spend, our profitability would plummet. So the first thing, my first big lesson that we're going to be deploying into 2021 is that the way you market to cold, if you want to take your offer and go wide audience with it, you have to change the marketing. You may even have to change the offer itself. It's a very different world. What works to a warm audience will not scale to a cold audience. Now, for a lot of you, what works to a warm audience may be good enough. Maybe you don't want to scale beyond that, and that's awesome. But here at Lurn, we do. So what you're going to see from us in 2021 is you're going to see us starting to make campaigns, at least create marketing campaigns that are far wider. You may not see them actually, because we'll actually exclude you from those marketing campaigns, because if you're listening, you are my warm audience. But that's one big lesson. So as we go into 2021 and make plans for 2021, we're putting that into action. We are actually building things for cold and actively thinking about cold audience expansion. Okay, lesson. So that to us, by the way, just so you know, that's an 9-figure lesson. That's an 8-figure lesson minimum. That's going to add 10, 20, $30 million, maybe more to our business in 2021. Now, number 2, how to scale an offer to 8 figures. At Lurn. So most businesses I know, most of my friends and colleagues who have a business I know, maybe their entire business where they have multiple offers does $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 million. We took just one of our products, not funnel, not back end and front end, just one of our products, and did well over 8 figures with it this year in 2020. How? Okay. So I call it legs. You have to remember that one offer can have many legs and should have. What's a leg? A leg is basically a front end. So let's say you build out this amazing funnel, right? And you've got your front end, you've got your webinar, you've got your back end, or you've got your front end and you've got your low ticket offer, and then you've got your back end. I want you to think about how many different front ends you can attach to the same main engine. So in one of our funnels where we scaled one of our webinars to past 8 figures, the webinar itself, it's basically the engine. It's the main thing. It's the roots of the tree. Imagine a tree. All limbs of a tree trace back to the same trunk of the tree, the same roots, right? So what we've done is we've created multiple books that I use to market, multiple types of angles and hooks. But when you come in from one hook or angle or from one book, you eventually end up in the same main webinar that promotes my email startup incubator program. So if you have an offer that's working right now, the easiest way you can scale it is to create more legs, to create more front ends for that. We did a little bit of that in 2020. That was worth millions of dollars to us, and we're going to do a hell of a lot more of it in 2021, and it will be worth millions to us then. All right. Lesson number 3. And by the way, I put these in absolutely no order. And so I just kind of wrote these down. They're not in a priority. They're not even linked to each other. Lesson number 3 is team building. Mind blown, I should say. Holy crap. Have we been doing it wrong? At this point, you know what? I see this all the time. I see entrepreneurs make this mistake all the time. They post on their Facebook wall, or they post on, they send an email to their list, which is like maybe even scarier. And they'll say, I'm looking to hire an operations manager. Do you know anyone? And then they'll be introduced their friend on Facebook. Let's say his name is Nick. Nick will be like, hey, my niece just graduated. She's awesome. Really, really smart girl. You should talk to her. And you'll talk to Nick's niece. Let's say her name is Stephanie. And you'll talk to Stephanie and you'll come on, oh, she's a really sweet girl. She's really smart. I like her. Stephanie, you're hired. So the third lesson learned was the difference between experience and the intelligence. There's a lot of smart people in the world, but that don't mean I should hire them for the particular jobs that I need. What we've done now at Lurn is we've changed the way we hire completely. And I want to give a shout out to Jimmy Kim, actually, one of my good friends and also founder and CEO of Sendlane. I want to give him a shout out because it was really him who walked me through a lot of the hiring processes I've learned. We now use LinkedIn very aggressively. And one of the first things I do, there's lots of really cool tools. If you want to use LinkedIn the way we do, I use a very advanced tool. It's really expensive and we love paying it. But you can use a lighter version of the tool, which is still awesome, and it's not expensive at all. It's like $100 a month. It's called Recruiter Lite. So now at Lurn, when we open a new position, experience trumps all. Well, no, culture trumps all. Experience is number 2. Culture and experience is what I'm looking for. Look, intelligence is great. Here's what I need to do though. I need to build a core leadership team first. And the leadership team, I want them to already know the job. I want them to know 80% of what I want them to know. The other 20% is just related to my company and I'll teach them that. But the 80%, they need to know how to do the work. They need to know what the publishing world is. They need to know what funnels are. They need to understand the fundamentals. They need to have done most of the job. But guess what? There's not a lot of people out there sometimes. I have some jobs where the whole pool nationwide is like 40 people. I have to convince one of the 40 and they're not looking for jobs. So I am no longer passive about my recruitment. We don't just post a job on Indeed or Craigslist. It's not the way to find quality people. We reach out to people that are happily employed working at places and say, hey, are you interested in a different and even better opportunity? And you know what? A lot of people are, especially in this day and age. So if you're looking for talent, if you're looking for someone to come on and help you with your business, stop talking to your friends, nephews and nieces and cousins and friends. Okay, stop talking to one person and thinking they're smart so you'll bring them on and, I'll teach them how to do it. Stop teaching people how to do a job. Get people that have already done that job, that have killed it at that job, that have crushed it, and do not hire someone without talking to at least 10 to 15 people. There are some positions in my company where the third person I talk to, I already love them. And I'm like, man, they're perfect for this job. I will forcefully interview another 8 to 10 people. You know what? One of the key positions in our company, I almost hired somebody because I liked them. I didn't love them. I liked them, but I forced myself to continue talking because that's the rule. And 3 people after that, I met a person I loved for the job that could do it way better. So hiring and bringing on, even if you're like virtual assistant, Anik's talking about bigger things. I'm looking for a virtual assistant. It's a small position. No, find a virtual assistant that has done the tasks already that you're looking for, has tons of experience doing it. Interview them, ask them questions, grill them, talk to at least 10 or 15 before you hire one. It will change your life. Wow, that was long, huh? So 2021, we have like 40 positions we plan on bringing on. Experience only. Now, once I have a great leadership team, if they want to bring on juniors and new people that they will train, fine. As long as I'm not the one training them. Okay, number 4, funnel extension. This was worth, I don't know, $2, $3, $4 million to us in this year. I see a lot of people with webinar funnels, specifically. They get the person in the funnel, they promote the webinar, they do an encore, they do a replay, and then they end it. And they feel like, gosh, I've been talking about this to the person for 12 days. They're tired of it. I'm tired of it. I can't keep mailing about this. I'll annoy them. Well, great. Go ahead and do that. Believe that false belief and leave 33% of your sales on the table. That's right. We've tested this at Lurn. And we figured out that if you can extend a funnel past 14 days, so once you've done the webinar, you've done encores, you've done the replays, you know what we do? We continue. We start releasing videos. We take the webinar, we split it into 3 videos, and then we do video 1, video 2, video 3, sales video, closeout. We extend by almost 9 days, and we found that we can trace 33% of our sales back to the extension. So whatever your funnel looks like right now, I challenge you right away over the next couple of weeks, just extend it. Add another week to the back end of it. You will make more money. That's worth millions to us. Number 5. This is something I actually remember Mike Filsame once telling me years ago. I didn't really take it to heart. Look, as marketers, we make a lot of assumptions. So if we promoted an offer in January and dare we say we'll promote it again in March or April, we come back and say, oh, I can't promote it in March or April. I just promoted it in January. And you pretend like the fact that the people that are on your email list or who follow you on social media, it's like you act like they live by your word. It's like they track your life as close as you track your life. Do you know how many of those people were not tuned in during the promotion? Because in January, when you were promoting it, they were busy, they were traveling, they had some work stuff going on, they had personal issues going on, they weren't interested at that time. Do you know how many people wouldn't even damn well remember that you promoted that in Jan? Do you know how many millions we made in this year in 2020 by just promoting the same offer again and again and again and again? I tell you, minimum, if you have a great offer, you should promote it at least twice as much as you are right now. So if right now, I challenge you, you're promoting your same offer to your list twice a year, promote it 4 times a year. See what happens. You know, we have one offer that we've been launching to the same list every month, once a month. And it does better it does at least the same, if not better, every time. You are working too hard, creating too many offers when you don't need to. Promote the same offer, you will make a lot more money. Stop assuming your things because you're tired of something or you feel burned by something doesn't mean they are, because most of them are not even participating in the promotion that weren't first time you did it. It's almost like it's new to them. Promote the same offer at least twice as much. Number 6, content in webinars will drop your conversions. I hate this lesson. I hate it. And I hate consumers for making me do this. We split tested a lot of webinars this year. It breaks my heart to say this, but it's true and it's numbers and you can't argue with data. Adding content and teaching into your webinars, into your sales presentations, into your sales videos, which make you feel good about yourself, which make you feel like you've served your audience. It kills conversions by a lot. So stop it. You know, stay high level. 40,000 foot overview. Don't get into the details. Don't try to actually help them in the sales material. Give them enough so they understand at a large scope what it is you're teaching them, and make sure they have some aha moments. Nothing changes in the formula that I teach for copywriting, but don't start teaching. It will destroy conversions. And we've tested this back and forth and front and back, worth millions to us, because there were some funnels that we revived by changing the webinar model, and we're making millions from it. All right, last but not least, one of my favorite ones. This one I can definitely thank COVID for, because we were forced to do this because of COVID. Virtual events rock. I mean rock. Look, when you do a live event, so we did an event this year for WebinarCon specifically, where if we had done it live, we would have had to book out a hotel, had staffing, paid for an AV company, done all this stuff. We would have invested probably about $150,000 to $200,000 in just running the event. Just running the event. Then there's the operational costs of the employees. Then there's other costs. We did it on Zoom. It was amazing. Super crazy profitable. Crazy profitable. So again, I encourage you to think about virtual events. They're very profitable. All you have to have is a Zoom account or a GoToWebinar account, and you can run an amazing 1 or 2 day virtual event and make a ton of money. So what's crazy about these lessons in 2020 is that even though these are not my predictions for 2020 or 2021, they may as well be, because this is going to make a huge impact next year. If you can do the things I just shared with you now in 2021, you're going to make millions. I guarantee it. All right. These were my lessons. I hope you learned from them. Again, right now, click subscribe if you're on YouTube. Click the like button. Leave me a comment below. Click the thumbs up button. And hey, if you're listening to us on iTunes or any of the other systems, please make sure you subscribe, tell other people about us, and leave us a review. I pick random winners every now and then to get some amazing swag and cash from Lurn. It helps us grow this amazing podcast community, which I love serving. You know what? It's crazy. We are officially 2 years in. We are officially past 2 years. I've never done anything like this with anything else that I've ever published episodes for. So it's been a lot of fun, and I hope you've enjoyed them and learned from them. We got so much more coming for you in 2021. I can't even wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you very much. As I always say, when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. This is Anik Singal reminding you, go out there, kick some butt, fight for your dreams, make them happen. I can't wait to see you on the top. See you guys next week on the next Fighting Entrepreneur episode, and see you inside of Lurn Nation. Go to LURN.com and get involved. See you there.
Thanks for listening to The Fighting Entrepreneur with your host, Anik Singal.